We have had some leaders, but unfortunately some of them were lacking in capacity. And this is the reason why most of them were not able to perform to the satisfaction of the generality of Nigerian people. But we are still trying. It's an issue of trial and error. But we are now getting it perfected. I think we are in a better position now than before to get a government that will really do the thinking of the ordinary man in Nigeria. He came to contest the election at the time when people were looking for somebody. And because of his antecedent as a military president, people thought that if he got the power, he would use that kind of situation, ability to rule this country for the better, according to the aspiration of the people of Nigeria. But now, getting to 8 years of his administration, I don't know how many of Nigerians will say they are satisfied with the performance of General Buhari since he became president.
Well, because you cannot separate them. So it's just the same coin and showing different phases of it.
Well, yes, but what I realize is that I'm not sure if Buhari is happy with the candidature of Tinubu. That is the issue. He is APC because he is the president elected on the platform of the APC. But is he committed to Tinubu's presidency? I have my doubts. I don't know. You have your own opinion.
You think that he's supporting the PDP, for instance?
I don't know, but I have not seen the commitment from him of supporting the candidature of Tinubu in APC. I am not sure if he's APC or not, but definitely the personality of Tinubu doesn't make him happy, I think, from my assessment of his situation.
So, being a grassroots expert in your humble self, what do you think must be done now? Because when you compare notes, the APC, Tinubu is out there campaigning, moving from state to state. We see less of that from DP candidates. Mm-hmm. And what he said and has continued to maintain, according to Atiku, is that you win the presidency not through verbose campaigning, but by negotiations. Perhaps he has negotiated 4 years ago when the president, Muhammadu Buhari, won for the second term.
Well, he is entitled to his own opinion. And I've been in politics. I don't know how old is Atiku today, but if you take the number of years that I've been in politics, practical politics, out of his own, the totality of his age, I'm in this, like you mentioned from the beginning, 62 years practicing politics. And practicing politics with the grassroots. I've been a grassroots man. I started as a tenure and as an organizing secretary in the NEPU branch in Kano. And then eventually I became the national community secretary of the party. So all along my background is that of grassroots politics. Only Atiku knew how much he has succeeded in that aspect. But what I'm saying is that after 60 years in practical politics in a country like Nigeria, I think I have the right to say that whatever your calculation may be, the outcome of an election like this will depend on two things. The willingness of the people, the electorate, to accept your candidacy. And the second point is the ability, your program, your capacity to convince the majority of the people to support you. I don't know how much amount of work that you could put in effort so far. That I cannot say. He knows better. But from my own observation, I think he has not done enough to be sure of the outcome of the election.
So as we progress now, leading to the elections in a couple of weeks from now, how prepared is the APC? Your chances? Do you see yourself as getting a landslide, or is this running towards a stalemate, in which case you have a runoff?
You're forgetting that I told you right from the beginning that I'm not APC. I'm not a member of any political party. I would never be to the end of my life. I decided that I would only support a candidate of my choice. I'm supporting Tinubu because of his capacity to deliver what I'm looking for, not because he's APC. But apart from Tinubu, there are some APC candidates that I may like or may support, and there are some I will not support. So I'm not APC. But my own calculation, everybody has the right to make his own calculation. My own calculation is that Tinubu has gotten a number of things that needed to win an election in Nigeria. One of them is the experience. The second of them is the ability to reach out to the people. And the third is the capacity in terms of resources to manage your campaign. There's no doubt that in terms of resources, Tinubu cannot be compared to Buhari or to Atiku. I don't know how much each one of them has, but given the background of Tinubu, when you're a governor for this Nigeria, you must respect somebody who has been elected to public office, that he has the necessary experience to campaign when he is contesting election. So if you look at his antecedents, he has been a governor, 2 times governor of Lagos State, the biggest state in Nigeria and the richest. And then given his background as a politician and also given his ability as a businessman to be able to fund his campaign, I think putting all this together, from the goodwill that he will get, like I said, being a Muslim, at least half of the Muslims in the North will like him, will vote for him. And the majority of Muslims in the South who are from his own ethnic group will also like him. That will give him an edge over Atiku. Atiku is a Muslim also like him, but he's not a Southerner. Because you need to combine the North and the South to get the required 25% in 24 states in Nigeria. You cannot get 24 states from the North, you cannot get 24% from the South. You can only 25% from the North. I'm trying to say that the North will not give you 25% in 24 states because it doesn't have it. The South will not give you. So you need to combine all these two, goodwill from the two sides to be able to win the election.
Now, some people will like to analyze the permutations that have been thrown forward, one of which will center on very critically on President Muhammad Buhari and his, choice, if you will, and his support. Which angle he's tilting to. If he's not supporting a Tinubu presidency, he must be supporting one presidency. It's either maybe Alhaji Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi. But when you look at it yourself, having the experience, which two leading candidates do you see running this race to the finish?
Well, I started with the issue of the attitude of Buhari. You mentioned him. Right from the word go, I have the feeling that from my own observation and my own experience, Buhari has never been committed to Tinubu's presidency. And being the president, all the paraphernalia of power under his control, his support or disapproval can have some consequences for candidates. But the Nigerian electorate are so experienced enough that it will be very difficult for an individual, no matter how powerful he is, to convince the Nigerian people to support his own view on a candidate rather than their own interest and what they are looking for from the candidate in terms of quality.
In the manifesto of the APC, Bola Tinubu, running for president, said that he was going to run an inclusive presidency. So also, Atiku also says the same. He's going to run an inclusive presidency. Peter Obi of the Labour Party also says he's going to run an inclusive presidency. But where then lies the strengths of these three parties, if you look at it holistically, and bringing in the youth to be part of this inclusiveness which they profess?
Well, even if you are contesting election, Jimba, you will say the same thing. It is not by design that the four candidates you mentioned all committed themselves to this inclusiveness. They are the campaign strategy of giving everybody the sense of assurance that you will be included. Campaign promises are not very seriously taken by the people as something that is going to materialize. You need a lot of other things to put together and the promise to get people to support you. So I think the promises, if all of them are making the promises, it will be very difficult for the electorate to make up their mind as to who they will support and who they will not support, because they all promise them the same thing. So this is something which may not be an advantage or maybe advantage to any single candidate to the exclusion of the others.
I'm sure you've also heard about the wave of support that the Labour Party candidate is getting, especially from the youthful population of our country. Peter Obi seems to be a what you would call the wild card. Do you see Peter Obi changing the dynamics?
No, I see Peter Obi and others who are contesting with him, along with him, apart from the main candidate that we're talking about, Tinubu and Atiku, as I believe you will forgive me if I call them spoilers. Their capacity, I'm talking in terms of their capacity, none of them has the capacity to win the presidency in the coming election. And I believe they, in themselves, in their own heart of hearts, know that they are not contesting for the purposes of winning the election. They are contesting as a bargaining strategy. When the election is conducted, there is hope in their mind that there will be a second round. That is the time when they will make use of the candidate. But it's not exclusive to one candidate to think of what will happen from these candidates. One, it is necessary for the election to go into second round. Hoping for a second round so that they will influence the outcome. When the election is conducted and nobody got the 25% from the 24 states, then that is where the role of other candidates will be more prominent, because everybody will need to have their votes to make up the majority. That is Atiku and Tinubu. I don't see it happening. I don't see the election going to second round. In fact, I don't see it. I think it will be conclusive in the first round. Yes.
As an elder statesman, what would you be saying to Nigerians now for the sake of peace, for the sake of unity, and for the sake of togetherness?
When I was talking about Tinubu, being a Southerner and being able also to appeal to the sentiment at least half of the population in the North, I would like to tell or to urge Nigerians, particularly the referee, to vote for a candidate that will make a difference in Nigeria, and to do away with tribalism, ethnicity, religious differences, sectionalism, and the rest of them. That they should concentrate on the need for the new president, incoming president, to be able to address the needs of the Nigerian people and make a difference. Because this is what we are all about. We are looking for, and this is what probably we are not able to get to our satisfaction. So let us vote for candidates on the basis of their capacity and their ability to change the situation for the better in Nigeria and bring about these changes that we are looking for now.
Alhaji Tanko Yakassai, an elder statesman, we sincerely thank you for giving us that time in your busy schedule to talk to us here on Control TV. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful for your opportunity given to me to present my views to Nigerians and more other people than Nigerians. And I hope the interview will make a difference in the campaign.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is Control TV.